The new education policy, that is NEP 2020, was approved by Union Cabinet on 29 July 2020. It envisions the requirement of new education system by replacing the previous national policy on education 1986 and aims to revolutionize India's education system by 2040. The vision of NEP 2020 is rooted in Indian ethos. It aims to transform India into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thus making India a global knowledge superpower. The main pedagogical innovations of NEP 2020 is experiential learning. This can be achieved by hands-on, arts integrated, sports integrated, and storytelling pedagogy. It shifts away from rote memorization culture, thus making way for competency-based learnings and thus inculcating holistic development of learners by focusing on critical thinking, inquiry, discovery, discussion, and analysis-based learning. It also focuses on key concepts, ideas, application, and problem solving, thus making the class an interactive and wholesome one. I would be using storytelling as the pedagogy in my current presentation. Hello, we are the nomenclature family. Nomenclature simply means to assign name to any substance. It can be common, also known as trivial, and the IUPAC name. Common nomenclature varies from place to place and language to language. For example, you would be having a different name at home and a different name at school. Your home name is your common name, whereas school name is the IUPAC name, which is a standard name. The IUPAC name is based upon the rules given by IUPAC. This family will be taking you on the journey of the IUPAC nomenclature. Firstly, let me introduce you to the characters. He is Mr. Carbon Roy, aka family root. She is Mrs. Diamond Roy, aka primary suffix. They are Mrs. and Mr. Graphite, aka secondary suffix. And lastly, these are the little fullerenes, aka prefixes. Hi everyone, I am Mr. Carbon Roy, the oldest member, and it is me who will take you through the nomenclature family. I am the root of the family and represents number of carbons in the chain. For example, if the carbons in the chain are 1, my name becomes Smith, for 2 it becomes It, for 3 it becomes Rob, and so on. Now meet my wife who completes me. How? Well, she is here and would tell you more about this. Hello everyone, exactly, I complete him by acting as his primary suffix. I am Mrs. Diamond Roy and tell whether the chain is saturated or unsaturated. Suppose if the chain is saturated, that is an alkane, my name becomes ane, and for unsaturated, that is for alkene and alkyne, my name becomes ene and ine respectively. Now meet the youngest members of the nomenclature family who we keep on top of our eyes. Hey everyone, we are the little fullerenes and so loved by everyone that we are always first in making every wish, and that is why we are the prefixes and represent the substituents present. For example, if the substituent is CH3, our name becomes methyl. For Cl, our name becomes chloro, and this is name list of commonly used prefixes and our commonly used names. You would be getting bored without any examples. We'll move to that in a while. Firstly, let's see the order in which we are placed. First comes the substituents, which acts as the prefixes, then comes me, which is the word root representing the number of carbons, and lastly comes my wife, which acts as a primary suffix representing saturation or unsaturation in the compounds. We three can help you with the nomenclature of alkenes and alkynes. Let's have a look at few examples and their related rules. Firstly, let's see nomenclature of saturated compounds. The continuous longest chain containing the maximum number of carbon atoms is selected as the parent chain. In the given example, you would be wondering that the straight chain containing 5 carbons is the longest chain. However, the one enclosed in square brackets containing 7 carbons is the longest chain and thus the parent chain, and thus my name becomes hept. But before we come on to the nomenclature, let's have a look at the lowest locant rule. It says that the substituent should get the lowest number. However, in the given example, if you start numbering from the lower right hand corner or the upper right hand corner, both CS3 come on the third and the fifth position. So let's see how we could do the nomenclature. Let's number them. Now, firstly comes the prefix number of the substituent, followed by name of the substituents, then comes the word root, and lastly the primary suffix. Here at the third and fifth position, two methyl groups are present, so it becomes 3,5 dimethyl. For 7 carbons, word root becomes hept and it is an alkane, so the name becomes 3,5 dimethyl heptane. Let's see an example where the log-west locant rule would be applicable. In the given example, if you start numbering from the right hand side, chlorine will come on the third position, whereas bromine would come on the fourth position. That would be wrong as per lowest locant rule. And that is why numbering is done from the left hand side, so that bromine comes on second position, chlorine on the third one, and then we write them in alphabetical order, so the name becomes 2-bromo 3-chloro. For 5 carbons it is pent and ane, so 2-bromo 3-chloropentane. Now let's go through an example of unsaturated compounds. Here also rules will be almost similar with few changes. Let's see. Here chain having maximum multiple bond is selected, and that chain is also given the lowest numbering as well. For example, here you would be wondering that the longest chain is containing 7 carbons. However, that would violate the first rule, and that is why the highlighted chain is the parent chain containing 2 double bonds, and the numbering is done as per the lowest locant rule, like this. Now on the first and third position we are having a double bond, on the second position we are having a propyl substituent. So let's write the name. The IUPAC name becomes 2-propyl. For 5 carbons it is pent 4,3-diene. We put an A after pent because the primary suffix is not ending in a vowel. Now let's meet the final and the most awaited members of the family, my son and his wife, who are duly responsible for extending the nomenclature family. Let's see how. Hello everyone. Yes, we are their successors, the secondary suffixes. We are Mrs. and Mr. Graphite and tell what kind of functional group is present in our family chain. For example, if the functional group is OH, our name becomes OL. For CHO, our name becomes AL, which is an aldehyde. For COOH, which is carboxylic acid, our name becomes oic acid. And these are the commonly used functional groups and are commonly used names that we would be using in the further examples. They are placed at the end of the chain and completes the nomenclature. This is how our nomenclature family looks with the inclusion. Firstly comes the substituents, then comes me, the word root, followed by my wife, the primary suffix, followed by my son and his wife, the secondary suffixes representing the functional groups. Both of them gets the top priority in selection of parent chain and also while considering the lowest locant rule. And this is how the order changes with their inclusion. The chain containing maximum number of functional group is selected as a parent chain, and thus in similar order the numbering of parent chain is done by giving lowest number on the carbon atom of the functional group. Let's see an example. In the given example, the functional group is alcohol, which is OH, which is present on the right hand side, so we will start the numbering from the right hand side. And that is why the name becomes 2-chloro 3-methyl. For 4 carbons it is but, then buta 1,3-diene, and on the first carbon we have an alcohol, so it becomes 1-ol. So the name becomes 2-chloro 3-methyl buta 1,3-diene 1-ol. This was a nomenclature assignment given by me to my students containing 5 questions, and here are some of their responses. Well, these are, to name a few, and also these are the students' feedback on this video and how it was helpful for them in doing the nomenclature questions and make the nomenclature easier for them. Thank you. Hope you all had a wonderful time with our nomenclature family. Before I end, I also have a declaration to make that I declare that the work shown in this video is my original work and I am aware that plagiarism is wrong. To the best of my knowledge, this video contains no materials previously recorded or written by another person and our school code is 005. Thank you so much.